Enter flow state. Most people wait for motivation. Winners create momentum. Flow state begins when you stop thinking like a spectator and start moving like a machine. Cut distractions. Ignore excuses. Every second wasted is another second someone stronger takes your place. Discipline is power. Pressure is fuel. When your mind locks onto the mission, time disappears, fear disappears, weakness disappears. Train harder, think sharper, move faster. Enter flow state and become impossible to stop. Noise is the enemy of greatness. Every notification, every pointless conversation, every hour wasted scrolling through garbage is stealing your future in real time. Weak people allow distractions to control their minds because they fear silence. Silence forces you to confront your potential. Silence forces you to work. The average person wakes up and instantly hands their attention to strangers on the internet, random entertainment, meaningless drama, and fake problems. Then they wonder why their life stays average. You cannot dominate in life while your mind is owned by distractions. A focused man is dangerous because he sees opportunities other people miss, while others waste energy chasing validation, attention, and temporary pleasure. The focused individual is building power quietly. Every second of concentration compounds. Every uninterrupted hour sharpens your edge. Distraction destroys momentum. Momentum creates success. The moment you break concentration for useless entertainment, you reset your mind back to weakness. That is why disciplined people protect their focus like it is gold. Most distractions are designed intentionally. Social media platforms, endless videos, fake gossip, and digital addiction exist to keep people mentally weak and emotionally dependent. A distracted population is easy to control because they never think deeply enough to improve themselves. They consume instead of create. They react instead of act. If you want to enter flow state, you must become ruthless about what enters your mind. Remove anything that lowers your energy, damages your focus, or wastes your time. Look at high performers in any field. Athletes, entrepreneurs, fighters, creators. They all understand one principle. Obsession beats talent. Obsession requires concentration. You cannot become obsessed with greatness while constantly interrupting yourself with nonsense. The phone in your pocket is either a weapon or a prison. Use it to learn, build, and execute, or it will consume your ambition piece by piece until you become another distracted person complaining about life. Eliminating distractions also means removing weak environments. If the people around you are lazy, negative, addicted to comfort, or constantly gossiping, they will infect your mindset. Energy spreads, weakness spreads. Stay around focused individuals who push themselves beyond limits. The environment you tolerate shapes the identity you become. Winners are selective about where they spend time because attention is life itself. Flow state begins when your mind becomes fully connected to the task in front of you. No fear, no doubt, no external noise. Pure execution. That level of focus is impossible if your brain is trained to seek constant stimulation. You must rebuild your attention span like a warrior, rebuilding strength after battle. Train yourself to sit with difficult tasks without escaping. Train yourself to work even when bored. Train yourself to reject comfort and embrace intensity. The person who controls attention controls reality. Discipline is the difference between people who talk about success and people who actually live it. Motivation is unreliable. Feelings change every day. Some mornings you wake up inspired, other mornings you feel tired, lazy, and weak. That is why discipline matters more than emotion. A disciplined person acts regardless of mood. They execute the plan even when nobody is watching, even when they feel exhausted, even when comfort is calling their name. Weak people negotiate with their responsibilities. Strong people move immediately. The modern world trains people to avoid discomfort. Everything is designed for convenience, speed, and easy pleasure. Food arrives instantly. Entertainment never ends. Attention is constantly rewarded. As a result, people lose the ability to suffer for a meaningful goal. The moment life becomes difficult, they quit. Ruthless discipline destroys this weakness. It teaches you to operate under pressure without collapsing emotionally. It forces your mind to obey commands instead of chasing comfort. Every powerful person you admire has mastered self-control. Fighters train when their bodies hurt. Entrepreneurs work while others sleep. Leaders make difficult decisions even when fear is present. Discipline is not about feeling good. It is about building standards so strong that excuses no longer exist. The disciplined individual understands that temporary pain creates permanent rewards. Sacrifice today creates freedom tomorrow. Your habits define your future. Small actions repeated daily become your identity. If you wake up late, avoid responsibility, waste hours online, and constantly delay important work, you are training yourself to become weak. Weakness is not accidental. It is practiced. Strength is also practiced. Every disciplined action builds mental armor. Waking up early, training consistently, controlling emotions, finishing tasks on time. These are not random behaviors. They are proof that you control your own mind. Most people are prisoners of impulse. They eat without control, speak without thinking, spend money recklessly, and quit the moment challenges appear. A disciplined person is different. They understand that every decision either builds power or destroys it. They do not chase instant gratification because they see the bigger picture. They know that mastering themselves is more valuable than temporary pleasure. Discipline also creates confidence. Real confidence does not come from talking loudly or pretending to be important. It comes from knowing you can rely on yourself under pressure. When you consistently keep promises to yourself, your mind becomes stronger. You stop doubting your abilities because you have evidence of your own resilience. Confidence built through discipline cannot be faked and cannot be taken away. Ruthless discipline means removing emotional weakness from your decision-making process. It means doing what must be done without waiting for the perfect moment. It means understanding that success belongs to those who remain consistent long after others lose focus. The disciplined person becomes unstoppable because they refuse to surrender control of their life to laziness, fear, or distraction. The average person destroys their own future because they chase too many things at once. One week they want money, the next week fame, then comfort, then approval from other people. Their energy is scattered in every direction, and scattered energy creates weak results. Powerful people understand a simple truth: focus creates force. When your mind locks onto one mission with complete intensity, you become dangerous. Every action gains purpose. Every decision becomes clear. Confusion disappears because you know exactly what you are building. Most people never achieve greatness because they lack obsession. They get distracted the moment something becomes difficult. They jump from idea to idea searching for shortcuts instead of mastering one path completely. Success does not reward random effort. Success rewards concentrated execution repeated over time. The man who attacks one goal relentlessly will always outperform the man chasing 10 different dreams without commitment. A focused mind operates differently. It stops wasting energy on meaningless drama, fake competition, and unnecessary opinions. It becomes disciplined enough to reject anything that does not support the mission. Weak people fear missing out, so they say yes to everything. Strong people understand that every unnecessary commitment steals time from greatness. Saying no is power. Protecting your attention is power. The mission must become more important than entertainment, comfort, and distraction. When you focus on one mission, you begin to enter flow state naturally. Your mind stops fighting itself. Instead of constantly switching between different goals, you move with precision and clarity. Momentum builds faster because your energy is directed toward a single target. Every hour invested compounds. Every skill improves. Every sacrifice starts producing visible results. Most people never experience this because they quit before momentum has time to grow. The modern world is designed to destroy focus. Endless content, constant notifications, fake emergencies, and social pressure keep people mentally weak. A distracted mind can never build anything powerful. That is why successful individuals become extremely selective about what they allow into their lives. They understand that attention is a weapon. If you give your attention to nonsense, your future becomes nonsense. If you direct your attention toward mastery, your life transforms completely. Focus also requires emotional control. You cannot stay committed to a mission if your emotions change your direction every day. Some days you will feel confident, other days uncertain. Some days results will come quickly, other days progress will feel invisible. Weak people panic during slow progress and abandon the mission. Focused people stay consistent because they understand that mastery takes time. They trust the process instead of reacting emotionally to temporary setbacks. Every powerful empire, every elite athlete, every respected leader became successful because they concentrated their energy for years without losing direction. Greatness is never accidental. It is built through repetition, sacrifice, and absolute commitment to one objective. The moment you stop dividing your attention and fully commit yourself to a single mission, your entire mindset changes. You stop thinking like an average person and start moving like someone who refuses to lose. Most people break under pressure because they were taught to fear difficulty instead of using it. The moment stress appears, they panic, complain, and search for escape. That is why they stay weak. Pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is the test that reveals who you truly are. Diamonds are created under pressure. Champions are built under pressure. Every powerful person in history faced moments where failure, fear, and responsibility tried to crush them. The difference is, they refuse to collapse. Weak people want comfort because comfort hides insecurity. They avoid challenges so they never have to confront their limitations. But avoiding pressure also avoids growth. If your life is too easy, your mind becomes soft. A soft mind cannot compete in a hard world. Pressure forces adaptation. It sharpens focus, increases awareness, and exposes weaknesses that must be fixed. The people who learn to operate calmly under pressure gain an advantage that average individuals can never understand. Think about fighters entering the ring, entrepreneurs risking everything, leaders making impossible decisions. None of them succeed because life is easy. They succeed because pressure activates another level inside them. While ordinary people freeze during difficult situations, disciplined individuals become more focused. Their breathing slows, their thoughts become clearer, their execution becomes sharper. They understand that pressure is temporary, but the strength gained from surviving it lasts forever. The modern world trains people to avoid struggle. Everyone wants instant success without sacrifice. They want rewards without pain, confidence without discipline, victory without battle. That mindset creates fragile people who fall apart the moment life becomes difficult. Real power comes from embracing pressure willingly. When you stop seeing obstacles as punishment and start seeing them as opportunities to grow stronger, your entire mentality changes. Pressure also exposes your habits. In difficult moments, you do not rise to your hopes, you fall to your training. If you build discipline, focus, and resilience, pressure becomes fuel. If you spent years avoiding responsibility and chasing comfort, pressure destroys you instantly. That is why preparation matters. Every hard workout, every sleepless night working on your mission, every sacrifice builds the ability to handle intense situations without losing control. Most people waste energy complaining about stress instead of using it productively. Complaining changes nothing. Action changes everything. Pressure should force movement, not fear. When deadlines get closer, competition increases, and expectations rise, that is the moment to become more dangerous, not more emotional. Pressure can either crush you or transform you, depending on your mindset. The strongest individuals develop a relationship with pressure. They no longer fear it because they understand its purpose. Pressure creates adaptation. Pressure builds mental toughness. Pressure removes weakness layer by layer until only discipline remains. Once you master this mentality, problems stop intimidating you. Challenges stop controlling you. You begin to seek responsibility because you know every difficult situation is another opportunity to become stronger, sharper, faster, and harder to break. Hesitation destroys more opportunities than failure ever will. Most people spend their entire lives overthinking, doubting themselves, and waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. They analyze every possibility until fear controls them completely. Meanwhile, decisive individuals are already moving, already learning, already winning. Speed matters in life. The world rewards action, not endless thinking. If you hesitate too long, someone stronger takes your place without apology. Fear is the main reason people hesitate. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of looking stupid, fear of rejection. Weak minds allow these fears to control every decision. They wait for certainty before taking action, but certainty does not exist. Every successful person has stepped into situations without guarantees. Confidence is not built before action. It is built through action. The more you move despite uncertainty, the stronger your mindset becomes. A decisive person understands that mistakes are part of growth. Failure is temporary. Regret lasts forever. Most people carry regret because they allowed hesitation to steal their potential. They stayed silent when they should have spoken. They avoided risks that could have changed their future. They delayed opportunities until those opportunities disappeared. Life moves fast, and hesitation is expensive. Modern society trains people to become passive. Endless entertainment, constant distractions, and comfortable routines make people mentally lazy. Instead of acting immediately, they scroll endlessly searching for motivation. Instead of building skills, they consume content about success. Instead of taking risks, they hide behind excuses. Action separates powerful individuals from spectators. Spectators watch life happen. Winners create results. Moving without hesitation does not mean acting recklessly. It means trusting your preparation and refusing to let fear paralyze you. When a decision aligns with your mission, execute immediately. Delayed action weakens momentum. Momentum is powerful because it builds energy. Once you start moving consistently, your confidence increases naturally. Every completed task proves to your mind that you are capable of more. Elite athletes, entrepreneurs, fighters, and leaders all share one characteristic: decisiveness under pressure. While others panic, they act. While others overthink, they execute. Speed combined with discipline creates dominance. The person who reacts faster, adapts faster, and moves faster gains control in almost every area of life. Hesitation gives power to opponents, competitors, and circumstances. Most opportunities appear briefly. Success rarely announces itself twice. If you constantly hesitate, life trains you to become passive and dependent. But when you train yourself to move instantly, your mentality changes completely. You stop wasting time questioning your worth. You stop waiting for permission. You stop depending on external validation. Action becomes your identity. Every powerful transformation begins with decisive movement. The first workout, the first business step, the first difficult conversation, the first sacrifice. None of these moments require perfection. They require courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the refusal to obey fear. The moment you learn to move despite uncertainty, despite pressure, despite risk, you separate yourself from the majority of people who spend their lives trapped inside hesitation. The greatest battle you will ever fight is inside your own mind. Not against other people, not against circumstances, not against the world, against yourself. Most people lose this battle daily without even realizing it. Their emotions control them. Their impulses control them. Their fears control them. They wake up without direction, react to everything emotionally, and wonder why their lives stay chaotic. A weak mind creates a weak life. A disciplined mind creates power. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your future. If your mind is filled with negativity, excuses, doubt, and fear, your decisions will reflect weakness. That is why mastering your mind is more important than mastering any external skill. You can have talent, money, opportunities, and intelligence, but if your mind collapses under pressure, none of it matters. Mental strength is the foundation of all success. The modern world attacks attention constantly. Endless entertainment, fake validation, distractions, and emotional manipulation keep people mentally unstable. Most individuals never spend time alone with their thoughts because silence exposes insecurity. They need constant stimulation to escape responsibility. But a person who can sit alone, focus deeply, and control emotions becomes dangerous. That level of self-control creates clarity while everyone else lives in confusion. Mastering your mind means refusing to become a slave to emotion. Feelings change every day. One moment you feel motivated, the next moment exhausted. If your actions depend on emotion, your life becomes inconsistent. Winners do not wait to feel ready. They execute regardless of mood. They train when tired. They work when stressed. They stay focused even when distractions appear. Emotional control separates leaders from weak individuals who surrender every time life becomes difficult. Negative thinking is another prison. Most people destroy their confidence internally before they even begin. They tell themselves they are not capable, not talented enough, not lucky enough. Over time, these thoughts become identity. Your mind believes what you repeat consistently. If you constantly feed yourself weakness, weakness becomes permanent. That is why mental discipline matters. Control your thoughts before your thoughts control you. Pressure also reveals the strength of your mind. Difficult situations expose whether you built resilience or dependency. Weak minds panic under stress because they never train themselves to remain calm. Strong minds stay composed because they understand that panic solves nothing. Clarity under pressure is a superpower. The ability to think clearly during chaos gives you control while others lose direction. Mastering your mind also requires isolation from toxic influences. Negative people, weak environments, and constant noise slowly poison your thinking. Protect your mental environment like your future depends on it, because it does. The conversations you tolerate, the content you consume, and the people around you all shape your mentality. Strong individuals are selective because they understand that energy spreads. Once you gain control over your thoughts, emotions, habits, and focus, your entire reality changes. You stop reacting emotionally to every obstacle. You stop seeking approval from weak people. You stop doubting yourself every time pressure appears. A mastered mind becomes calm, sharp, disciplined, and relentless. That is where true power begins. Most people quit long before they ever discover what they are truly capable of. The moment life becomes difficult, they retreat into excuses, distractions, and comfort. They blame circumstances, complain about pressure, and surrender control of their future. That is why they remain average. Becoming unstoppable requires a different mentality. It demands a level of discipline, focus, and resilience that weak individuals cannot maintain. An unstoppable person refuses to break, no matter how difficult the path becomes. The first step is eliminating weakness from your mindset. Weakness grows every time you avoid responsibility, delay action, or surrender to fear. Every excuse you make trains your mind to become softer. Strength works the opposite way. Every difficult task completed, every challenge faced directly, every moment of discipline builds mental armor. Over time, this armor becomes unshakable. You stop depending on motivation because discipline takes control. Most people are controlled by emotion. When they feel confident, they work hard. When they feel tired, they stop. This creates inconsistency, and inconsistency destroys progress. Becoming unstoppable means operating beyond emotion. You move whether you feel inspired or not. You stay focused whether conditions are perfect or terrible. You understand that greatness belongs to those who remain consistent while everyone else loses focus. Pressure is another test most people fail. Stress, competition, criticism, and failure destroy weak minds because they were never prepared for discomfort. But unstoppable individuals use pressure as fuel. Challenges sharpen them instead of breaking them. They understand that every obstacle is an opportunity to become stronger. The harder life becomes, the more dangerous they become. That mentality creates an advantage impossible to fake. An unstoppable person also understands the power of obsession. Average people divide their attention across meaningless distractions, temporary pleasure, and endless entertainment. Powerful individuals lock onto one mission and pursue it relentlessly. Obsession creates mastery because all energy moves toward a single target. While others waste time chasing approval, unstoppable people build skills, discipline, and influence quietly. Self-control is another essential weapon. If you cannot control your habits, emotions, and impulses, you will never control your future. Weak individuals seek instant gratification because they lack patience and vision. Unstoppable individuals sacrifice temporary pleasure for long-term dominance. They understand that real success is built through repetition, discipline, and delayed gratification. The environment around you matters too. Negative people drain ambition. Lazy people normalize weakness. If you stay surrounded by excuses and mediocrity, eventually your standards fall. Unstoppable people protect their environment carefully. They surround themselves with individuals who demand excellence, discipline, and growth. Energy spreads, and powerful environments create powerful individuals. At some point, becoming unstoppable turns into identity. Discipline is no longer forced. Focus becomes natural. Pressure no longer intimidates you. Obstacles stop looking like threats and start looking like opportunities. You become someone who adapts quickly, works relentlessly, and refuses to surrender regardless of circumstances. That is the moment when fear loses control over you. That is the moment when excuses disappear completely.